Right now on 10 News this morning, a man shot and killed in Logan Heights. We have a crew at the scene trying to find out more information about who did it.
Streets shut down in National City after 2 people are killed, leading to an 8-hour standoff.
And hot temperatures today, but cooler conditions are in store. I'll show you when you'll start to see some relief. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
And welcome back on this Sunday morning. We are on top of all the news you need to know to start your day. I'm Jim Patton.
I'm Mary McKenzie. Thanks for being here with us. We start this half hour's news with Emmy Award winning Melissa Macias. She looks a little underslept.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You know, I'm not the only one. A lot of our 10 News colleagues, it was a late night, but congratulations to all of our coworkers. We all work very hard to try and put the best news forward. And hey, I like our weekend newscast. I think it's one of the best newscasts.
Maybe next year. We'll work on it for next year. But congratulations to you and to all of our colleagues, too.
Thank you. And you know what? This is an award-winning forecast, I think, at least for now. Taking you outside, you can see it was fairly mild, and maybe this is not so award-winning. The heat is going to be very hot.
Cover that up.
Yeah, very hot in the deserts. We still have that excessive heat warning in our deserts. That's going to last through Monday. Heat advisory in our mountain communities. That's going to start at 10 o'clock. Of course, the coast is where you're going to want to go if you want to be cool. And I love this camera, the Coronado Skycam. Beautiful there. Current conditions right now in downtown, 67 degrees, winds coming out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. When I return, I will have your hour-by-hour forecast. Jim, let's send it back to you.
Mel, thank you. And breaking news this morning, a man is murdered in Logan Heights.
Officers are still on scene trying to figure out what happened leading up to this shooting. 10 News reporter Hannah Mullins has been there throughout the morning in the search for this shooter. Hannah.
And police have revealed the passenger is the killer. Cop cars are still blocking off this entire area. They've been analyzing everything, like the bloody jacket in the intersection. There are a handful of shell casings just feet away from it. San Diego police tell me a man was walking through the neighborhood around midnight. They say a car stopped, the passenger got out and shot the man over and over. Now the gunman got back in and they took off. When police pulled up, they kept the man alive by doing CPR. Medics rushed him to the hospital, but he didn't make it. Now, police are looking into every detail that could lead them to the killer. No word yet if it is gang related, but I can tell you people we have been talking to have been too nervous to go on camera. We're live in Logan Heights. Hannah Mullins, 10 News.
All right, thank you, Hannah. We have a breaking news update now. 2 men are dead after an 8-hour standoff in National City. Police have cleared the scene now, but it took hours to do that. There were residents on 8th Street from Highland Avenue to right here on M Avenue. You can kind of see this area on the map. They were all told to shelter in place, and police are still trying to figure out this morning exactly what happened. It started at 10 o'clock yesterday morning when police got a call for an active shooter. And when officers showed up, they found 2 injured men and a man dead on the sidewalk. One of the men who was injured ran back inside an apartment, and police negotiated with him for 8 hours until he came out. He was hurt. You see him there being taken away. He was eventually put into an ambulance. When police went inside the apartment, they found a second man dead, and they found guns and drugs inside. Police say there was more than one shooter, but it's not clear even this morning who those shooters were and who the men were who died. Police haven't identified them yet. All we know is that they are in their 20s to late 30s. Jim.
And related to this, take a look. During the standoff, a man claiming to be the father of one of the men involved showed up at the scene here, very distraught. He's in the brown shirt, struggling with officers who put him in handcuffs a few moments later. Unclear why he was put in cuffs, but he was later released, and then he was back on scene.
A man is dead after being hit and dragged by a car in San Marcos. This happened yesterday morning. Deputies say a woman was driving on Santa Fe Avenue and hit a man who was crossing the street mid-block. She drove for a bit and then stopped, and deputies say that man was still attached to the car when they got to the scene. That pedestrian died at the hospital. Deputies don't believe, though, that alcohol was a factor in the crash.
You know, this morning, residents in one California neighborhood forced out of their homes after a levee break along a river floods a country club. Water levels continuing to rise. Happened last night in Fresno at the Kings River. Total of 90 homes are under a mandatory evacuation as snow melt continues to flow into local reservoirs. Neighbors say within a matter of 15 minutes, the golf course turned into a dock. They've been trying to stop it from getting worse by putting sandbags out. Fire crews are working to patch the hole.
And I want to bring you to the East Coast here, where cleanup continues from tornadoes that touched down in New Jersey. Now, Brett posted this video here. The National Weather Service said 2 tornadoes hit the state near Howell, New Jersey, and he apparently caught one of them. He was inside a Home Depot and he caught the heavy rains and the wind there. Now, at this point, we're not seeing any reports of injuries, but there is a lot of cleanup left to be done here. Mary?
Bernie Sanders and his wife have lawyered up. That's the latest information we've learned about an FBI investigation into possible bank fraud by Jane Sanders. And the allegations date back to when Jane was president of the now defunct Burlington College. The FBI is looking into exactly what she did or didn't do in obtaining loans to expand the school, and whether or not Bernie Sanders used his influence to make the process smoother. Sanders has called the claims nonsense.
It is wedding bells for a member of President Trump's cabinet. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin wed his longtime fiancée, a Scottish actress, and President Trump and First Lady Melania were in attendance. Vice President Mike Pence pulled double duty as both guest and officiant here. Mnuchin met Louise Linton at a wedding reception in 2013. And you know, if you've ever been to a wedding reception, that's a place to meet lots of singles, right?
That's true. You sit at the singles table.
And everybody's in a mood to get married and be happy again.
I just love it that Pence was the officiant. Did he have to go online to get a special dispensation?
I've been an officiant before, and you do. Yes, you
Nice.
qualify. Yeah. So there you go. Mnuchin's third marriage. This is. It is Linton's second. A developing story. Sheriff's deputies in Sacramento investigating a strange discovery at an Islamic center that they say is a possible hate crime. They say someone waved down a deputy, showed them this, a burned Quran filled with bacon and then handcuffed to a fence. It was found outside the largest mosque in the Sacramento area. That same mosque was the target of a hate crime back in January when a woman broke windows there and also left bacon strips on the entrance handles.
Some new developments now. Hundreds of World War II veterans who participated in secret mustard gas experiments may finally get the health benefits they deserve. Like 90-year-old Army veteran Arla Harrell, he suffered skin cancer, permanent scarring, and also respiratory trouble. And until now, he's gotten little help from the VA without concrete proof that the experiments ever happened.
It's a classified top secret operation. How is he in a position to prove it? This was kept a secret from everyone. He doesn't have the wherewithal to prove what day he had the experiment and what location.
That was Senator Claire McCaskill. She's introducing a bill aimed at helping, and if it passes, the VA and the Defense Department will be required to establish a new policy for mustard agent claims, and they will also reconsider previously denied claims.
People are celebrating Pride in cities across California. Los Angeles kicked off its Pride Parade earlier this month, and San Francisco's was yesterday, and now San Diego is next. San Diego is having its Pride Festival in the coming weeks. We'll have a rally, block party, parade, and a 5K in Hillcrest. San Diego Pride weekend runs July 14th through the 16th.
And the 4th of July is coming up quickly. A record number of Americans are expected to head out of town for the holiday. AAA estimating that 44.2 million of us will travel 50 miles or more from our homes. That's an increase of 1.25 million travelers over last year, making it the most traveled Independence Day weekend since AAA has been counting. The Auto Club says most people will drive to their destination. Others will fly, take the train. Cruises are also a big draw for the holiday weekend.
Weather Rate Certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather. For great rates and a better banking experience, visit missionfed.com today.
Gas prices have been down. That's one
That
big
is
reason.
another huge contribution. We were saying in the last hour that it could be the holiday falling on a Tuesday means people get that longer 4-day
weekend, right?
Yeah,
except
for us.
Vacation.
Of course, we will be here every Saturday and Sunday morning for you.
Forever.
Yeah. I think so. Hey, you know what? I want to bring you outside. I showed you that beautiful sky cam from Coronado. Yeah, you know, it's a little different situation there in La Jolla. La Jolla is still overcast, but overall, we are not seeing as thick of a marine layer as we saw yesterday. La Jolla, though, still kind of gloomy. Our current conditions right now: Poway 74 degrees, Kearney Mesa 68, Carlsbad 66 degrees, and La Jolla, where you're still seeing some of those low clouds, you are at 60. Now, if you are heading, well, this was supposed to be the San Diego County Fair. I think they zoomed it in a little bit too closely, but it's going to be fairly comfortable, 72 degrees for our afternoon hours if you're going to be heading to Del Mar. But the big story of the morning is the heat. So the heat not along our coastal communities, but definitely in our deserts. We're still in that excessive heat warning. That's through tomorrow night. And then that heat advisory for our mountain areas starts today, 10 o'clock this morning, lasting until 9 o'clock tonight. Forecast highs not expected to break any huge records, but it will be definitely hot there in the deserts. Julian, 93 degrees, also warm in Poway. The coast is where you're going to see some relief from the heat. Carlsbad 74 degrees, and Chula Vista there in the South Bay 80. Our 7-day forecast here along the coast. Okay, we are going to be in the upper 70s as we get started with our next work week, but then low pressure kicks in and we're going to see a pretty good cool down for those of you looking for some relief from this major heat wave that we've been experiencing. You see, in our inland communities, we go from the 90s to the 70s by Wednesday, and then in our deserts we go from 117, and even though it's still triple digits, 101 by Thursday.